I know Riot Games is just a small indie company that is incapable of quickly solving bugs like rewarding people who win ranked games with loss-prevented amounts of LP, but I like to imagine it's a big company with individual dev teams for every role. I would think the mid-lane team is the one that has the brightest employees, highest salaries, best benefits. The top lane team is full of introverts that don't like working with others. Everyone blames the jungle team when there's a bug in the code, even if no one from the jungle team wrote that code. The bot lane is just the scum unpaid interns that have bunk bed cubicles in the asbestos-ridden basement, and then there's the support players who bring everyone coffees and donuts and crack jokes, but no one appreciates them because they aren't a quote-unquote real employee. Regardless of how this imaginary team hierarchy breaks down, I think we can all agree that if there was a tank team, they definitely are giving the best break room blowies of all, with tank items having players pulling off the absolute nonsense that you are seeing on the screen. I guess when they proposed items that make the tankiest champs also do the most damage, someone was probably like, haven't you ever heard the saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too? And to that they just said,
we don't think our champions have overloaded kits overall.
And these items have me thinking that the best way to defeat this broken rage-inducing no-skill nonsense is by playing something else that's broken rage-inducing no-skill nonsense. And thus I can't believe I'm saying this, but range top laners are definitely not the heroes we want, but unfortunately the ones we need. So today I'm going to show how both Vayne and Kog'Maw in the top lane with a combination of true percentage health damage dealing items are the best solution to the current unbalanced mess we are in. And today, I'm gonna show you why I'm the first TTS robot to drop multiple rap singles on Spotify. Feeding on the Rift, never learning my lesson, always asking myself why I still play League of Legends. I need a new game to devote my precious seconds, so I turn to my phone and open Rady Shady Legends. There's many reasons to play. Let's start with the lore. A brutal invasion on a gloomy day which sparked this insane ruthless war. Then there's the action. Bosses are the main attraction. Gotta stack those bonuses from your faction to get the fat loot from these dungeon interactions. There's the mastery that has me weak in the knees as I level up my armies to battle off the baddies. Not to mention the community, across clans and chat, that's unity. Discord channels to learn strats that are new to me, to help gain achievements and take advantage of these opportunities. And right now you can get a Ronda Rousey for free, just by logging in for 7 days, plus energy silver and XP, for entering promo code RAIDRONDA while you play, plus goodies for Prime members, to which I say yay. So use my link below, or scan this QR code, to try Raid today and get this whole loot motherload, more silver, energy, XP, shards and Ina, who will turn early game into easy mode. Alright, so I decided to put my Gosu cosplay on in game 1, and I would feel bad about bullying a melee, but people who play Lilia top also deserve to have their ass pulled out then stapled back and upside down, so they shit sideways, which meant the name of the game early was to discipline her for trying to knapsack midgets, and this is what that looked like. But here's the thing, there was a battle to the death in my own backyard, and turns out I was more blind than their jungler, so I arrived fashionably late to play pin the tail on the donkey being this wall and the tail being this lithium battery. Lee Sin, who thinks I won't give him a flash in exchange for a paycheck, when that's what thousands of basic bitches are doing on OnlyFans anyways, while I'm still working my day job making pennies, because pictures of my average sized half chub would attract less subs than someone streaming on Mixer. But soapbox rant aside, at least I copped 2 bags here while Lilia was stuck contemplating OF for herself. Anyways, a few minutes pass of me being a board certified douche canoe every time she tries to touch a hoodlum, and now that I'm level 7 I have the cloak of tumbling invisibility, so I staged this shrub stealth attack, which isn't perfect, but from the Dumdo POV it looked a bit like this. And while I know a lot of people who haven't touched grass in a while may be not impressed, I was over here calling my mom down to watch the replay. I made my first big purchase shortly after my 10th birthday, so now I was looking for some Kraken to slay with it, and it looks like this floating Gen X Gramps is volunteering, so I tell Sun Tits I'm on my way, and then I come rumbling and tumbling in to show him that silver bolts result in more golden coins, and with that I was on a rampage. So I decided to head back up top to continue contributing to the extinction of frolicking fawns, and I was over here playing DDR with blueberries and bowling balls until I decide to show how not only can I rack in the solo kills, I can also coordinate with coworkers to get kills, and I think you could say that this attracted all the chronic masturbators to come to my lane and rub in the first mistake they see I make, like true League players. But little did they know the president of Russia was en route, so even though the smoky pokey crab claw got hit with the young Andrew Tate, me and Blood Puddle Putin were able to clean up 2 of them. Then I'm trying to whack a quick one out in the shrubs knowing that their camera has been disabled but they are being sus as all fuck, so I give up only to get the snot rocket of a lifetime, to which my fight or flight kicks in and the stealthy somersaults have me bolting out of there like I'm in a Crohn's disease commercial. But then I remember the words of my late great grandpappy when I was negotiating his will.
"You're a greedy bastard."
And I rush back in to cop a risky bag off that infected booger. At this point I'm not sure what came over me, but I can say that the rumors you hear about playing vain and getting fed resulting in an uncontrollable desire to start playing like you are trying to get clips for a potato monster montage are true, and let's just say that it ended with me totally slaying the angry amputee, and then all I had to do was stay behind the emasculating woman with the giant ass shield and it'd be a double, but I just couldn't. Dodge one ability, you stupid slut. Anyways, I'm a ranged top laner with Bork and Kraken complete, which means two things. One, I'm going straight to hell with fast pass tickets because I have zero dignity as a person, but two, I'm now single looking to mingle and hoping to bait 2 kill horny dudes into the sunburn of a lifetime as I hit the peekaboo button and start rolling on the floor whipping little darts at these dumbasses as dead gets added next to the words bald and blind in Lee's bio, and then the floating one had to get stapled to the wall so that he didn't escape. This leaves just the Nickelodeon slime zone, who is tanked to the teeth, but true damage means his 1 will soon be 4 and his 4 will soon be fucked. Side note to anyone who is new here, I am painfully stuck around Goldie Low because I refuse to focus on improving or not flaming others for my mistakes, but this also means that League is not a MOBA. In my games it's team deathmatch, so we are in the forest trying to decide who we should all urinate on, and while I know focusing a tank is like how to get flamed by an eternal virgin in the comments section 101, I am happy to announce that I am a tank killer, which unfortunately is the only medicine for this messed up disease that Riot has infected the Rift with, that they are referring to as the new season, as I finish my slaughters before taking a peaceful slumber and we are out. Oh, and one more side effect to being in piss pit elo is that I'm more hyper focused on getting mad at this big headed juggler for stealing farm that probably should be his in the first place, rather than worrying about how I can't see anyone on their team until a choreographed flash mob that's trying to fuck me comes out of nowhere. Yeah, this dickhole was super happy to hang out when we were just drop kicking the Gryffindor babies, but the second I could actually use the benefits of the buddy system, he made like a fat titty and bounced. Anyways, British Bambi was effectively taken out of the game because she couldn't lane without me trying to show her pictures of a prolapsed anus, and then late game every time I saw her on the map I was under the impression that she was down to play a very violent game of peekaboo and tag, which I loved because I never lost, and then all that was left to do was to ask someone to explain to me how this sack was purple half the time and green the other half the time before we won with ease, and I undoubtedly decided I will be a ranged top laner for life because it aligns with my lack of a skill set, so it was time to hop into a second game. This one I'm playing the little ass hat with antlers because of the scaling on his W, which against sad melee shitters is all like turn that shit on and hit them with the COVID super spreader. And oh, did you know there's a setting for attacking champs only? Yeah, me too. Bruh. And then insert Einstein quote about failures and how they increase dick girth size. A minute later I noticed Ollie Oxenfree missed his nose tackle, but I failed to notice he was level 6, so the ghost of his great grandpa came to join us and things were. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Cogma, with your nose so bright, spit on this shit till he dies tonight." Anyways, the pattern of hawking loogies in the air to keep him in lane and lower than a fat twerking ass in an East Side Boys music video continued until I prompted him to call Pappy in again, but this time I was gonna flash the old shitter and claim I kill the old fashioned way, only for my dumb butter-free bitch of a jungle to deem this a great time for what she called a gank, and I called a blatant shameless kill steal, followed by so much texting I was about to issue her a fucking government ID badge. So call me petty, but I'm kinda glad she died, and it being to a hula hoop chick makes it that much more embarrassing as I sky spit scrapped the sack of cash and then proved why, if you are gonna run squish ball ranged ADCs in the top, I recommend rocking dual mobility summoners so that you can deprive gankers like this dirty Diana of scalping your nutsack. Then floating frozen Aladdin comes in for a counter gank 4 minutes after his lane opponent was here, so I'm just like, that's cool, can you do the puke and pin routine on Fisher Price Orin so I can hit him with the saliva slaughter? And if you're wondering how our kill stealing moth moron does when she has to earn the kill herself, the answer is not well, because she chased till she got introduced to a wall and then murdered, leaving me to poetically be the sole beneficiary of her failures. It was becoming obvious that this Space Groove diabetic had no intention of being stuck in lane with me anymore, as I could see his plan was to greed for tower, which would level the playing field for him to miss all of his abilities and then die once more. I then decided I should pay a visit to the chick who found a way to weaponize an inner tube, and what I learned was that her dying wish was to shove a killer caterpillar into a wall, so why deprive her of that? Then I'm a swift little skunk monkey, so I'm playing with fire until of course my nemesis Space Groove Galaxy Gramps has to come in to make me spawn little pebbles out of my ass, which results in me thinking I will head home, but the thought of Belveth getting kills that I could steal or dying when I'm not around to pettily point it out was enough for me to stick around and airmail some 23andMe test samples to unsuspecting guests, which in the end got Jin 3/4 of the way to what would have been the best day of his life. Then to remain consistent I follow the pattern of 2 on-hit true damage bullshit range top laner-esque items before starting to throw a tanky one in the mix, so that when Santa's little helper Jinx gets jealous of my Rudolph relationship with the big guy, she can't act on said jealousy and dies, instead leaving me and my Lugi launcher to nab another. So at this point I was willing to take awful fights, knowing that if our right clicks went on a date it was almost a sure thing mine would be fucking hers, and even when the little brain boy showed up it would end in me not dying and ultimately killing the Nexus. So there you have it, range top laners sadly are the heroes we need. Check out my shorts channel Lil Rav and I'll see you on the flippity flop.